What up, guys? Carolina Jackpot coming at you. It's May 1st, 2019, Wednesday. Yeah. Today a special day? No. April Fool's Day is April the 1st, and Cinco de Mayo is May the 5th, so it's not anything special. Some of y'all might be getting a check in your mailbox today because it's the first of the month, but most of us don't. At any rate, I want to tell you, I got to jump on here real quick and make a college football video. I have not made a whole lot of them in the past few weeks just because I've been a bit busy, and there's been a bit of, let's say, what's the opposite of abundance? Scarcity of things to talk about, really, to be quite honest with you. But today I saw something on Twitter that just ruffled my jimmies a little bit, got me a little bit perturbed, if you will. Somebody on Twitter, his handle is @CFBHome, whatever that is. He tweets out these stupid preseason rankings from CBS and whoever, ESPN, the four-letter network, and all this, that, and the other. And some South Carolina fan had replied to one of his tweets today that I can see us going 7-5 again this year. And he says, if I'm a South Carolina fan, I'd be happy with that. I could easily see 9 to 10 losses. Really? To who? To who? Tell me about it. Tell me about it. Break it down for me. I'm telling you what, I've always said I'm not making a bunch of these videos where I break down the schedule. Yeah, a lot of people are doing it right now. They're doing the summer, post-spring breakdown of the schedule. Then they're going to do another breakdown on the schedule and prediction on the record in the summer. No, it's too much. It's too much, it's too confusing. And there's too much that can change between now and then. You can make an official prediction right there towards middle to the end of August, and then let that be it. Let that be it. I'll be quite honest and quite frank with you. I do not really make my predictions on people's records until the later part of the summer when I get to magazines. Yeah, I'm a magazine guy. What can I say? I'm over 40. I grew up reading college football magazines, NFL magazines, pro wrestling magazines. It's just what we did. And I like a magazine. I like the way that Phil Steele does it. I like the way he puts it in a concise form. The Street and Smith's one, that's another good one. The Sport News puts one out. I like those. It's concise. I can flip back and forth through it. You know, I don't have to do a bunch of clicks here or there or whatever. And let's be quite honest, the stuff that you're reading right now about these particular teams is stuff that pretty much mainly is coming from their pages. It's coming from their sites. The 24/7 sports sites that affiliated with that particular school. So pretty much a lot of the stuff that you're going to get is going to be really biased, and it's going to deal a lot in rumor and innuendo. Okay? I don't deal in rumor and innuendo. I deal in facts. But I will tell you one thing. South Carolina is not losing no 10 ball games this year. Okay? There is a ton of winnable games on that schedule, and there's a ton of games on there that are losable as well if things go wrong. That is, if things go wrong. I don't think things are going to go wrong. And there was a Tater fan here a while back on Facebook or somewhere, and he said something about, y'all better watch out for South Carolina this year. Every time nobody expects anything from them is the time where they always do something, and blah, 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 blah. It's the opposite. Well, you know what? He ain't half wrong. Nobody really expected a lot from South Carolina in 2017 after Will Muschamp won 6-7 his first season. Guess what? Oh, yeah, we won 9 ball games. And y'all can sit there all day long and say, well, the East was down that year, and y'all barely won some of them games. And this year, you know, I'm listening to the same old thing. South Carolina's got a hard schedule this year. Y'all's schedule's number one, toughest in the country. It's the number one. Well, guess what? You know what? That schedule we play this year, it ain't no different than what it's been any other year. It ain't no different than what it's been any other year, other than the fact that they added Alabama to the mix. Okay? And then we got 2 non-conference games besides Clemson, which, you know, that's that makes the schedule even tougher because they won the national championship last year, okay? Won the national championship in 2016, okay? Wasn't nobody in 2017 talking about how tough our schedule was it? Huh? Sure wasn't. Got North Carolina at the beginning of the year. So, oh, it's not a gimme. Yes, it is. North Carolina's terrible. They are terrible last year. They were one of the worst defensive teams. What do you think Mac Brown's going to do to fix that in one off season? That's his first game out, his first showing. Nothing. We're going to dismantle them, destroy them. App State, I'm more scared. I'm more scared about playing Vanderbilt and App State at home than I am about playing North Carolina. Okay, those two play this year, and I think App State will beat North Carolina. They only lost to East Carolina last year, bad. So I ain't worried about that one. The SEC schedule, not SC schedule. SEC schedule, it is what it is. Vanderbilt, was lost like 10 in a row to the Gamecocks. Chalk it up. It's going to be 11. Missouri, I'm not that real high on Missouri this year. Everybody seems to think that, y'all lucked out against them last year because it started raining. Well, guess what? It started raining on them too, didn't it? Huh? They had to play in the same conditions. They couldn't handle it. We did. We took care of business. Guess what? We won. Guess what else I've been hearing for 100 years? Tennessee's back. Tennessee's on the rise. Yeah, they're on the rise. They finished 5-7 last year. Lost to Vanderbilt for the third straight year. Let Missouri score 50-something points on them for like the third straight year while they scored, 14? Yeah, congratulations and golf clap. They beat Auburn and Kentucky when Kentucky had just dropped a game to Georgia, which essentially ended their chances of being the Cinderella SEC East champion, okay? Not worried about them either. Kentucky, they're going down. That streak's going to end this year, finally, as it should have several years ago. Who else am I not worried about? Florida is a team that I have heard talk about for the past dang year about how good they are, this, that, and other, how great that defense is. Florida has got to be one of the most overrated programs that I've seen. And I'm not being facetious, and I'm not trying to be ugly because I don't like Florida, because I detest them. They are right up there with Clemson on my level of hatred of college football birds. Georgia is one of our biggest rivals. They're right next door, but I don't, for some reason, I don't have the distaste in my mouth for them that I do for Florida. I don't know what it is. It's something about their fans and their fan base that they just think that they're entitled to something because they were good. They ain't been elite in over 10 to 12 years. Come on, man. Come on. What'd they do last year? Yeah, they won the bowl game against Michigan. Once again, golf clap. Michigan's two best players sat that one out. They pulled the Deebo Samuel and decided to sit out to protect their NFL draft stock. Props to that. I mean, that running back, I don't know what the deal with him was. But anyway, Rashawn Gary didn't play. Don't like that. Heartless, in my opinion. Not there for the team. But at any rate, they beat Michigan. Okay, and then they beat Florida State like 41-17. Well, who didn't beat up on Florida State last year? So all of a sudden, Florida's great, and let's put them inside the top 10. South Carolina had them beat last year. We had them on the mat. 1-2, the referee was fixing to slap his hand down for the 3 count, and all of a sudden we let them get back up off the mat and score a cheap victory. So, in a nutshell, South Carolina, 2019, yeah, that schedule's tough, but we got some playmakers coming back. I think Jake Bentley is going to do a heck of a lot better this year. I think that young man is finally going to find his groove. After 4 years of looking for it, he's finally going to find his groove and start throwing more touchdown passes than he does interceptions. I think he's going to lead us to a few key wins. I think he's going to put those notches on his belt, and I think he is going to provide an excellent role model of leadership for the youngster coming up, Ryan Holinsky. I think DeCarrion Joyner will also take some snaps up under the quarterback position and will also figure in the offense prominently in a Deebo Samuel type role, as will Shi Smith, the speedster from Union, South Carolina. Don't forget about big Ortre Smith, the big possession receiver coming back. Brian Edwards, as long as he applies some Elmer's glue to them hands, he should be good for catching that ball. We need to develop a running game. Will Muschamp has only had an 1,000-yard rusher one time since he's been head coach. One time in, 9 years as a head football coach between South Carolina and Florida has he had a 1,000-yard rusher. Guess what? Coincidentally, the year that he had a 1,000-yard rusher, and it was at Florida, he went 11-2. Okay? So that proves it. We get that fixed. We got to get that fixed. Need something good to happen as far as running the ball. Offensive line going to be retooled a little bit. I think they'll be okay though. Defensive line, I think it's going to be the strength of the team. Linebackers could use a little bit of work, and the secondary I think will also be a strong suit once we get all them pieces in place. The young man Jamel Cook from the University of Southern California, the fake USC, one on the West Coast, one nobody really cares about. He's a stud. That's about all I got to say about that, guys. Sick and tired of hearing people talk about how awful that schedule is. Sick and tired of people saying South Carolina ain't got no chance. Sick and tired of saying South Carolina should just be thankful if they go 6-6 and don't make it to a bowl game, it's going to be a miracle. Tired of hearing it. The Boomcocks are coming for you, baby. 2018 is, once again, going to be our year. Woo! Ain't nothing finer than being from Carolina and being a big old Gamecock. Woo!